What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another one of my videos. In today's video I will be doing a big brake conversion on my BMW 328i. So as some of you guys know, well, some of you guys might know, some of you guys might not know, but on the 328i you can actually do the 335i brake conversion, and that's basically what I'm gonna be doing. So there's many videos out there of them doing only the fronts and saying they did the whole brake conversion, but it's not just that. You can also do the rear as well. I will be doing the rear, and I will be showing how to do the rear as well. And I will also be doing the front, and upgrading brake lines, and also rebuilding pistons, in other words calipers, and a bunch of stuff. So there's a lot of things going on. It's been a while since I last recorded. I am currently sick as well, so I don't feel the best. But I am working on this big body hole. I am going to be changing. I'm fixing the motor, rebuilding the whole entire thing. I'm gonna be doing piston rears and stuff. Might do a video on that. I'm not too sure, but here's everything. Here's the whole kit for the calipers, and that's the rear 335i whole assemblies. And here is the main thing. So I did send them out to go get powder coated. As you can tell, they're pretty nice. Thank you for that shop that did it to me. Thank you, cousin, for recommending them to me. But yeah, I'll be showing how to rebuild calipers, and then I'll be doing the whole brake conversion. So there's gonna be a lot of things going on. I will also be doing the bushings, which I will show how to do bushings as well. And like I said, I am sick, so I'm not feeling the best. I feel like doo-doo, but I'm gonna try to get this going. I'm gonna try to explain as best I can. I am like losing my voice in the way. I do have like a cough, but other than that though, let me get right to it, and I'll show you guys step by step on how to build calipers, how to change bushings on the rear, and basically how to do the brake conversion. So let's do that. And I will also be doing a hydro, but I will not be doing this video. I'll be doing the next video. So let me get to this, and I'll show you guys what to do. So starting off, in order to change your rear bushings for the rear suspension, I will be doing that outside the car. I'm pretty sure if you do it under the car, it'll be the same exact thing. Nothing changes. But as you can tell, these bushings are kind of shot. I'm not sure if you could tell, but they move a good amount. And then these ones as well. But anyways, so the point is I'm gonna change all these bushings. In order to change these bushings on the rear, you will need your trailing arm bushing tool set. So I bought this on ECS. I'll be sure to leave the link down in the description down below. I'll also be leaving the link to the 335i whole pistons and stuff, so you guys can buy that as well. And here it is basically. I don't really know how to use this yet. I'm gonna have to read the instructions and I'll let you guys know how to do it. But yeah, so you're gonna need to do this. I'm basically just take out the bushings and you're gonna insert the new ones, and then that's that. When it comes to doing the powder coating on your caliper, if you guys do send it to go get powder coated, you will have to cover the piston area. They have a little bit of overspray, nothing crazy. It won't damage it won't make the piston go. It won't damage the piston or make it difficult to go in. But basically, all you want to do is just cover that up, and yeah, that's really it. So let me try to read these instructions, and I'll tell you guys how to take out these bushings, trailing arm bushings, and then from there we can go from there. So let me figure this out and I'll let you guys know. Okay, so after trying to figure out where every single part went, that's what I came up with. So essentially what you want to do is, if you're going to buy in this kit, it will be number 2 on this side. So on the number 2 on the shorter end of threads, you tighten that down all the way down. Then you get the big old piece with the little opening in the middle, so I'm guessing the bushing go in there. And then you get your little nut, and obviously you put the long rod right through everything. So once you do that, you're going to want to get, I believe this might be a 21 millimeter. It's my guess, but if it's 21, you're going to get a 21 millimeter. Tighten this down until the bushing until the bushing pushes out this way. So it's pretty simple, nothing too difficult, but it's number 1. So this big piece, so number 1 on the longer threads, number 8 the rod, I think it's number 8, should be number 8, yeah, number 8 the rod, and then number 2 on this side with the less threads at. So less threads, number 2, and then number 1, and then number 8, and then the rod. So let me take this out and hopefully it goes smoothly. Okay, so once you get your nut off, this nut is actually not a 22, it's actually a 24 millimeter. So just a little heads up, I thought it was smaller. But once you take that off, you can obviously take it apart. And here's your old bushing. Very short. Well, mine was at least. Mine moved a lot. But once you get your old one, you're gonna get your new one, and obviously compare and contrast, make sure the right ones, and I'll show you what to do after that. But I'm gonna take off the other one. I'm probably gonna show you guys another one exactly how to put it through. But for now, I'm gonna show you what to do with the bushing. So give me 1 second. Okay, so once you get your old bushing, I'll end up with your new bushing. I did buy these bushings on Rock Auto. So I'll put the link in the description below as well. But you want to get them lined up, and then you want to get a Sharpie and mark like más o menos where the insertion depth was at. So that's basically how deep mine was. And then you're gonna put the Sharpie, mark the insertion depth, and you should be good to go. Once you do that, you're gonna use number 4, and you're also gonna use number 2, the rod and the nut, to put it back in. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. But before I am gonna do that, is I am gonna clean this little area. As you can see, it's kind of a little bit of corrosion. So I'm probably gonna get like brake cleaner or something, shoot it in there, clean it out, and then put the new one in. So let me do that, and then I'll show you guys me inserting it. Okay, so I went ahead and decided to set it up for you guys to see, so you could kind of see how it's done. So essentially what you want to do, excuse the background, this might play easy, you know. Anyways, okay, so essentially what you want to do now is you're going to put number 4. This is number 4, this is number 2, so you're going to use number 2 on the left side this time around. You're going to put your bushing, obviously, number 4, and then the nut, and then the long tread. So the long tread this time is going to be on the right, and then number 2 is going to be on the left, threaded into the short side, and that's really about it. So you can see the orientation like this. Now all I gotta do is tighten this down, push the bushing in all the way into my little marking, and that should really be it. Okay, so I was thinking about doing the other bushing, but I think instead what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you guys how to do the trailing arm bushing. So essentially what you wanna do is you wanna use the same thing, the rod, the nut, this big old piece. I don't know what number this is. I think it might be number 1. Yeah, number 1. There you go, number 1. And then you wanna use number 3. So you wanna put number 3 on the other side where the little metal threads are at. Number 3, screw that in, put it over. Then you wanna put the big nut, obviously, the big old number 1 on top of it. And it goes through. There you go. Come on. Come on. There you go. You're gonna put number 1 there, and then you're gonna put the nut, tighten it down, and that's how you take it out. And then to put it in, I'll show you guys how to put it in. You're gonna need to use that tool right there. But let me take this out, and then you're basically gonna do the same thing. You're gonna take it out, get your Sharpie, you put a little marking on it, and then I'll show you guys once I put it in. So give me 1 second.
Of the wave that we broke apart and pulled you back.
Okay, so once you get your insertion depth in with your little marker, you're gonna get this tool right here. So essentially all you want to do is you want to put it in through. Once you put it through, you're gonna want to like do it through like kind of the halfway mark, if that makes sense. And you're gonna want to tighten it down. The point of it is to close this little gap right here. So once you get it in there, I'm gonna try to do it quickly. You're gonna want to do it somewhere in the middle, like how I am. So this is essentially how you're gonna have it. So you're gonna have number 7 over here. You're gonna have it clamped around. Try to have the gap as close as possible. I try to close it as much as possible. Then your long rod. Obviously, you're gonna put number 1 all the way across here, just like that. And then you're gonna get your nut. If you can see that, sorry, I'm in a weird position. There you go. So number 1 right here, tighten it down, pushes the bushing in. So that's really it. So let me go over to the assembly. Make sure you do clean your little area where the bushing goes, and that's really about it. But it's basically how it goes. So a little clamp, number 7, rod through it, a little amount of threads over here, long threads over here, and that's really about it. So a few hours have passed, and as you can tell, garage door is closed. I have this fully closed, and there is no bushing wherever you're at. Right there, there is absolutely no bushing. So essentially what happened was my tool broke, so I can't continue forward. You know, originally what happened was first the rod broke and snapped in half. So I was like, okay, cool. Now I'll just go to Home Depot and get me a bolt, slide it through, and I still get it on. Okay, so that happened. So let me show you guys first. So this broke, as you can tell. This side broke. Oh, there you go. This side broke. So I was like, whatever. I got the bolt. The bolt was working, but then this thing broke. So I don't really know what to do anymore. I can't really continue. I ordered another tool. I'm gonna try to return this one, and hopefully I get a return back on this. But that was an absolute mission failed. So now I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna skip this, and instead I'm gonna show you guys how to rebuild calipers now. So we're gonna skip a few steps. I hate doing that, but I have to continue forward. And these bushings were honestly being a bitch, which I am not too happy about, mainly because I don't know what the hell happened. Putting trailing arm bushings are honestly being a bitch. So instead we're going to do the calipers and rebuild them all. So I'll be showing you guys how to rebuild them. So let me take at least a caliper, get the rebuild kit, and let me get going. Okay, so when it comes to rebuilding your caliper, you're gonna come out. Your package is gonna come with the new piston, and obviously all the little rubber pieces. The first rubber piece you're gonna want to put on is this little gasket thing. This gasket thing goes inside the little lip inside of the caliper. I'm gonna try to show you guys right now. I'm also gonna add a picture on the screen showing you. But as you can see, there's a little lip inside of there. That's where it's going to want to go. So that's the first thing you want to do. Make sure you lubricate your piston, lubricate all the little pieces of gaskets all around, lubricate everything. Once you lubricate everything, then you can begin these. Well, you can, I guess, you can also begin, but you know what I'm trying to say. Anyways, let me get to doing this, and I'll show you guys how it looks like once I put this in.
Back into the sea, all the way down.
As you can tell, I finally got the first little piece in. That's essentially where you want to put it, where it inserts into. Now that you put that little piece in, now you can begin with putting in your piston. So the piston, make sure this is fully flush. Don't want there to be any little joints there, little things. Anyways, so the way you're gonna put your piston is obviously you're gonna lubricate the crap out of this as well. So let me go ahead and lubricate this. Okay, so once you get that decently lubed up, now what you want to do is you want to put this over top of your piston. So I'm gonna show you guys can see. I'm trying to show you, but my hands are all over the place. But you want to put this little plastic on top of it, just like that, over the first lip, and then it's gonna slide right in. So let me make sure this is fully lubed up pretty well. Let me get more lube. I should probably wear gloves, but here I am. Go. And that's how you put that in. Once you put in the piston, now what you gotta do is on top there's a little lip, as you guys can tell. This little lip, you're gonna want to press this down all the way around it. You will hear maybe a click or so. I'm hearing small little clicks, while I'm feeling it much more. And then once you get that flush, and that's how you build your rear caliper. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this with the other one. And once I get that with the other one, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how to do the front one. So let me do the other one real quick, and then I'll show you guys how to do the front. So when doing the front one, you are given the same little gasket, this same gasket, bleeder screw, this thing that goes on top of it, and the same, it's basically the same piece as the rears. So essentially what you want to do is the same thing. So there's another little lip like the rear. I'll show you guys again just to clarify. I'll take another picture. I'll show you guys another picture showing up on screen, but there's another lip right here. You're going to want to lubricate this, put it on there, and then you're going to put this this gasket, line it up to the lip of this one with the small lip on that one, and then the outer ring will clip onto the bottom part again. So let me get to that, and I'll show you guys pictures of how everything looks.
So I'm here editing this now, and I noticed that I did lose some files. So you're gonna see a whole different time frame, but it's basically back on track to working on the car.
Okay, so once you remove all the center consoles, you can see what you got to do now is you have to remove this out the way. I kind of removed out the way, but it's gonna be a 10mm there, 2 10mm in the back. Essentially, this one, and another one. I placed this one on a little mental, to be honest. But now it's kind of hard to explain how to do this, but essentially what you want to do is you can see there's little black tabs. I pull these up all the way, and you're gonna need to shift this metal part backwards, and at the same time with your other hand pull this cable forwards, and then slip out the cable. So I'm gonna try to show it, but it's gonna be kind of hard to show, to be honest, because I mean I don't have a third hand, sadly. I don't really have a good place where I can place the camera. But yeah, so you're gonna have to pull this back a little, like the way you see how it moves. So move this back, pull the cable forward, and then get a screwdriver somehow, you know, pull this upwards. So let me see if I can show you guys how to do it. So essentially, like I said, you're gonna try to pull this backwards and then pull that forward. So it's gonna be kind of tricky. Then I'm gonna try to move this out the way, pull this upwards, kind of position it where it needs to go. Then get your screwdriver, and somehow manage to pull that outwards, which is gonna be kind of hard. There you go. So you can see I got one out. I honestly feel like I got really lucky with that. And then the other one, honestly, the second one is obviously the harder one to do, because now everything moves. But there you go. So that's basically how you do it. And once you get that disconnected, you can now go to your rear and disconnect the rear assembly. So let me show you guys how to do that. So as you can see, I finally ejected the car, and I can now get to removing this whole assembly. So essentially what you gotta do is you gotta buy this special socket to remove the axle nut, which I will get there soon. But right now what I want to focus on is I want to show you what you need to remove on this side. So in order to continue is you will have to remove this camber arm, this upper arm, and this lower arm. I believe this might be a 21 or 22, I don't recall. I will be sure to tell you guys which one it is once I find out, but I'm pretty sure this is an 18. That's also might be an 18. That might also be an 18. But like I said, I'll let you guys know exactly what they are once I get there. But that's what I'm going to remove. I'm going to remove this, this, and this. And you will also have to remove the sway bar. So let me get that going, and I'll show you guys. Well, I'll tell you guys what both sizes, and I'll show you guys what to do from there on. Okay, so starting off with this top one, it is an 18 millimeter. So I'm going to go ahead and remove that real quick. Show you guys. Yeah, so starting off with that one, 18 millimeter, as you can tell. You can get that out the way now. From there, I'm going to go ahead and try to figure out that one, which I believe is a 21, but I might be wrong. Okay, yeah, it is a 21, and there is going to be a nut on the other side. So let me go ahead and try to take this off. Give me one moment. Okay, so turns out this is a 21, and this bolt right here is also 21, so just make sure you get 21. Loosen it up. I struggled to get mine off, and she was really hard on there. I'm pretty sure I torqued the spec, I don't remember. But I'm gonna leave that bolt halfway on there. I'm not gonna fully take it off, only because I still gotta remove another bolt, which is gonna be this one right here. So this is so a nut here, bolt on this side. They're both 18s. So remove that one. Once you remove that one, you will have to disconnect your brake line from your caliper, but I'll show you what to do exactly from there. So I think the order I'm gonna do right now is take off this bushing in the middle, and then take off the line. I might do that in that order. I'm not too sure yet. I'll see what makes it easier, so I'll let you guys know once I get there. Okay, so once you fully loosen up this bolt right here, get all your bolts out. Like again, I did leave this bolt in there only to hold it in place because I still gotta smack out the axle. So what I'm gonna do is take out this one right here. I will need a screwdriver, smack it in there to unfold the little ends. As you can tell, they're a little folded in. And then from there I get to put the socket on there and take it off. So give me 1 second. So the socket you will need is this one right here. It is a 12.36 millimeter. So that's the one I have. Let's see, 12 points on there. But yeah, so now what I'm gonna do is take out these little indentions in there. I'm gonna show you guys can see. But once I get the indentation, I can take out the socket. So let me do that. No friegues. You gotta be fucking. Okay, so some time has passed. A lot of time has passed, really. And I was running into a lot of issues, really, because I was doing a lot of research. And yeah, so essentially last time I recorded was I didn't have the correct socket to take off the axle. The axle I have that I've been using for some recent jobs and even doing some friends' jobs is a 36 millimeter. When I want to take off my axle, it wasn't 36 millimeter, it was a 30 millimeter. So I had to buy that tool, take it off. Anyways, from there on, I noticed that since the axles were different, I was thinking that I was gonna have an issue with just, I guess, putting everything on. I ended up trying to make something on my own, this and that. Anyways, at the end,
I did a lot of research. Okay, Honda. I did a lot of research, and don't listen to whatever forums and stuff are saying. A lot of forums are saying that you weren't going to be able to put on the 335i axle onto the 328i differential, and well, to me, it bolted on, so I really don't care. I don't have the axles on me, but I used a friend's axles, some that he's getting rid of, and I put it on my car, and it worked fine. So if it works, it works. A lot of forums were saying that it wasn't gonna work. I believe the forums. I ended up having issues. A bunch of things happened. I ended up trying to make my own custom differential and things, but all that for no reason. That's the only reason why I haven't recorded since. But today, earlier, I actually ended up working on my car just to see if everything was gonna work, and I got this side on. So this side is good to go. I basically put everything together, and now I'm going to work on this side. So back to where I was last time. I'm gonna go ahead and explain to you guys one more time everything you gotta do. So you gotta take off this one, obviously the 30. For those who have 328i, some of you guys, this is gonna be might be a 30 millimeter. So take off the 30 millimeter, and you're gonna need to take off everything. So what I mean by everything is this upper control arm, lower control arm, just everything that you see connecting. So I wish I could hold this there. Well, there you go, I guess you could say. So you're gonna take off this one, take off obviously your sway bar link, disconnect the brake line, and then disconnect the lower camber arm, I think it's this, and then this one over here. Once you disconnect all of that, obviously take off your axle. I'm gonna disconnect the entire axle, so I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna disconnect it from the differential area and just bring it out. Basically what I did with that one over there, which you can't see, but I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I'm not gonna record it all because I basically already showed you guys on that side. It's gonna be the same thing on this side. I'm just gonna show you guys what to do once you install all of it. So give me a few minutes, or well, in your case, give me a few seconds, and then I should have all this ready. So give me one moment. I think this is something I never showed you guys, but in order to take off this brake line, make sure you go from on top up here, this little nut right here. If you guys can see that, I'm just so yeah, you're gonna go on top of that nut right there, and from that nut, you're just gonna loosen it up. On the driver's side, it's gonna be twisting to the right, so towards your little shock right here. You're just gonna put it on and just twist it off, and then turn it all the way off. So let me take that off, but I basically got everything off already. I got everything disconnected here. Sway bar link was I believe it was a 15 millimeter, 16 millimeter. So yeah, sway bars is 16. This one's 18. All of them are 18, but the very bottom one, which is a 21 millimeter. And then that's really it. So let me disconnect this brake line, which was an 11 millimeter. And then I should be able to take this out. And obviously you're going to need the E12 bolts, I believe they are. E12 in the back. Take off those bolts, and this whole assembly will come out. And then you pull in your 335i whole assembly. So give me one moment. So as you guys can see, I finally got the whole assembly out right here. This is the whole thing. So I won't be able to use the axles, so there's no point. I am probably going to reuse my screws because I did buy these recently. They're not that old and they're brand new, so I'm going to reuse the screws, clean them up obviously because they have a lot of grease. These axles are giving out. But that's the entire assembly. For those who didn't buy new brake lines, I'm pretty sure you can use your old 328i onto the 335i, or just use the 335i. I got lucky. My friend really gave me the whole rear assembly, so I didn't have to waste no money buying a whole new assembly, so I got lucky there. But I did buy braided lines, so I'm gonna be using these brake lines. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna install the whole new assembly, and the orientation it's gonna be is obviously it's gonna be rotated the other way, but these bushings are gonna be downwards, and then this upper part, sorry I can't really see, where you go, this upper part without the bushings are gonna be facing upwards. So bushings down, that up, and then obviously sway bar into the sway bar area, and then push your e-brake line right through, and you'll be good to go. So let me go ahead and start doing that, and I'll try to show you guys how to install all of this now. Okay, so when it comes to installing, as you can tell, I don't have the rudder or anything. It just makes it easier, less heavier. So I just do that, or less heavy. I don't know the anyways, what I do is, excuse me, I usually put the sway bar into the hole, and I line up this one with this hole right here. And like I said, the bushings go downwards, so bushing with bushing. And I just try to connect these outer ones first, or this upper one, and then I try to go lower. If I can, I go lower and I put the bolt in. But for now, I'm just gonna do it the way I did it the other side, and then well, that's really it. So let me go ahead and try to do that real quick.
All in front of you. Where goes the time? Still in front of you.
Okay, so when it comes to putting in the braided line, it's pretty simple. All you gotta do is just really push this back in the way. So I'm just gonna put this side up. Kind of weird, because the angle I'm in. But you put this in, and you just line up the top part, and you just screw it on. It's not that hard at all. Not the hardest thing in the world. But that's really all you do. Nothing too complex. Just really finding the orientation. And once you get it on, you get it on. That's it. So let me tighten that up with the 11mm, and then it should be good to go from there. See you in a moment. Okay, so I finally got the whole assembly in. I got everything bolted on. Oh, not really bolted on, only because, as you can tell, I'm missing the axle. I'm still waiting for my axles to arrive on Sunday. And, oops, I broke my lamp. But yeah, once my axles get here Sunday, I'm gonna have to probably loosen up all the bolts, so I have them all loose. But once you tighten down all your bolts down, all that's next is really just to do a regular brake job, if you think about it, for those who are doing just the conversion. My e-brake actually works. I've seen people online saying it doesn't work. I already connected my e-brake just to make sure to confirm it's working. And yeah, no, it's working. When I go to, as you can see, I already connected it. It's gonna be vice versa. It's gonna be a little tricky. What I did, I just pulled this back part down, so I pulled this all the way down, slide these little balls in. But as you can tell, I yanked mine fully up, and if you can tell, if I can get there, mine, as you can tell, they don't really go anywhere. Only a little. I have to adjust them. Either way, I'm going to take it apart when I install the hydro. But yeah, it's nothing hard, nothing really too crazy. Once you have the assembly and stuff, it's not that bad. But my e-brake actually works. So yeah, now all you gotta do is just basically a regular brake job. So for those who, well yeah, just regular brake job. Take off everything and just put the caliper bracket on with the caliper, connect your hose to it, and that's really it. Let me go ahead and do that, and then I'll show you guys the final result. Car's back on the ground. I have now officially completed the rear 335i swap. Yeah, I did a lot of research regarding this. Like I said earlier, I just didn't really get to get into full detail, but basically, when I took out the first axle, I noticed it was smaller. I did a lot of research. People were saying that you can't put on the 335i axles onto your 328i diff because they were bigger. Fast forward, I ended up doing a bunch of BS, and none of that was working. And at the end, I was curious to see if they would work, and they ended up working. So the forums out there, maybe there is a reason why you guys said it wouldn't work. But as far as I'm concerned, it's my drift car. If it works, it works. You know, it might be because it's gonna have a heavier load on the diff or whatever the fuck it may be. But it's my drift car. At the end of the day, it's gonna be going up to 7,000 RPM the whole fucking time anyway. So we'll see how that goes. But I'm done for today. The rear is now complete. Like I said, all you gotta do is once you put your both assemblies on, run that e-brake line all the way up, put it into your e-brake. That's really it. And yeah, that's how you do the rear. The front, I'm going to be skipping a few parts here and there, only because I know a lot of people online have did the 335i full swap, even though it's just they only did front. So I know there's a lot of front videos out there. So I'm just going to record a little bit, not too much. I'll try to explain the best I can, but hopefully I recorded enough to the point you guys understood what the hell was going on in the rear. It was just a lot on my side trying to figure it out, and you know, yeah, just a lot of things. But hopefully you guys understood it. If anything, just any questions, just let me know. I'll try to help you guys out. But my e-brake is working. A lot of people out there who did the conversion were saying their e-brake wasn't working. My e-brake is working, so that's all I care about. I now have an e-brake there, and it goes my lighting. But yeah. So tomorrow I'll do the fronts, and then that'll be the end of that video. And the next video that I'll be making, I will be doing a hidden hydro, which will be, well, I'll include more information later on about that, but maybe for the next video, I don't know. But for now, gonna call it a day because I am tired. As you can tell the way I'm talking, I'm probably not even being clear what the hell I'm saying. But other than that, though, see you guys tomorrow. So it is now the next day. It is already like 1 or 2 o'clock or 1:12. I don't even know what time it is. But I didn't record at the beginning because I ended up having some issues. So yesterday, I didn't explain, but they gave me the wrong brake pads. I had to go to the store, get brake pads, went all over the world, did a bunch of things. Anyways, but now I'm gonna start on the front. So yeah, I might only record one side only because I know there's a lot of, like I said yesterday, I know there's a lot of YouTube videos out there explaining how to do the fronts. So I might not really go too in depth in it, but here's what I'm gonna do. You guys can do it differently based on another video, whatever works for you. But essentially what I'm gonna do is I am gonna loosen up this brake line, only because I did get new brake lines, so I'm gonna disconnect it from here. It is an 11mm, so loosen that up. I kind of loosened it up, it's really fluid. I'm gonna take that off, and then I'm gonna have to loosen up this bolt right here, which I think is a 16mm. I don't really remember. And then from there, all I'm gonna do is just try and remove both caliper bracket bolts, which are 18mm. So once I loosen that up, this entire thing should come off, and then that'll come with the brake line, and hopefully that'll be it, and then I get to put the new assembly on. So let me loosen up that hose, let me take off both the brackets, and hopefully this comes out smoothly. I hope it will, at least. We'll see. So as you can tell, sorry I had the fan on, it finally worked. So I just took off the entire thing, took off 2 18mm, came off, took off the 17 with the brake line. For those who are just changing the caliper, I think the brake line does work. It should work. It would work. So you don't gotta worry about that. So for those who would just have to disconnect this bolt back here, and that's really it. But what I'm gonna do right now is I'm about to get the new ones right here, my brake lines. Get this one, line that up, and once I line that up, I'll show you guys the rest. But essentially all you gotta do is just get your bracket, put your bracket on there with your new caliper, obviously, and then just put everything on. There's really nothing hard. Like I said, there's like a lot of guides out there for the front, so I'm not really gonna be too specific with the front because I know there's a lot of guides. But just take off the screw, take off the whole caliper, take off any rust if you have anything on the hub, put the new one on, and then well, that's really it. Just put the new one on, caliper, put your bracket on, torque it down to whatever the spec is, which I will show you on screen, and then put your caliper on, torque that down, and then do the other side. So I'm gonna go ahead and do all that. Like I said, I'm not really gonna show too much, but that's really it. I guess I'll show you guys this once I get there, but that's really it. So let me go ahead and get that going, and I'll show you guys what I did. And as you can tell, I am not done with the front. One recommendation for those who are going to replace the brake line is I recommend you honestly disconnect it from here first, connect it onto the brake caliper first. Once you connect it there, then connect it over there. But other than that though, that's everything. But don't forget to connect this back on there. Just move the bracket from the old line to there, and that's really it. I'm gonna go ahead and do the other side. Obviously I'm still forgetting the bracket, but I'll do that last. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and do the other side, and then that'll be the end of this video. So let me go ahead and do the other side, and you guys can see that. So I didn't record much, but that is basically it. Like I said, I wasn't gonna record much about the front because the front everyone is done, but that is essentially it. That is how you do a brake conversion on the front and rear of your 328i. In other words, the 335i full swap conversion, not just the front. A lot of people say it's the freaking full, but in my opinion, the full would involve the rear. But I finally did the rear. I never seen anybody do the rear online. At least I haven't seen a video. So hopefully, this guide helped you guys out. It was a lot of information: how to take out bushings, how to put bushings in, how to just do a bunch of BS. But yeah, that's gonna be the end of this video. It was a really long day. I'm honestly glad I finished this. I did a lot of research. Like I said, a lot of people said it wasn't gonna work because of X, Y, and Z, but I managed to make it work. And like I said, a lot of people say the axle won't work on the 328i from the 335i, but I'm saying fuck it, I'm gonna make it work. But other than that though, I hope you guys had. Anyways, had a brain fart there. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you guys have any questions at all, please let me know in the comment section down below, or just send me a message on Instagram, whatever it may be, and I'll try to help you guys out. But that's going to be it for this video. Hopefully my guide was good enough. I will include torque specs here towards the end of the video, not in the description down below. And that's really about it. But hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next video, which is going to be the Hydro. Peace.